Mm-mm-mm. All right, AOA podcast. Frankie C is here.
What's happening?
What's up, big dog?
Same old.
You're looking very festive with the pumpkin decorations on the coat rack.
Not bad, huh? Leading up to the day.
Love it.
You're dressing up, right?
Mm-hmm.
All right, I got my costume. I'm good.
Making plans. This podcast, we're talking about Matthew Perry. His tell-all memoir is ridiculous. Throwing a lot of tea around, Frankie C.
Tea, huh?
A lot of stuff. And he takes a couple of swipes at Keanu Reeves, which I just don't understand.
What is that
James
about?
James Corden is back to apologize yet again.
Oh, good.
Kanye's back to be annoying and get kicked out of places yet again.
This guy's got to stop.
Story that people that went to high school with Taylor Swift hate her.
What?
I know. Plus the DC universe. We've got the Chinese robots. We've got Elon, Halloween costumes, a radio host that dies mid-show, the debates, and so much more. All on this episode. Matthew Perry, Frankie C. This guy.
With this guy.
He has lived a life, my friend.
I mean, sure, but how do you hate Keanu Reeves?
I don't know. And the Keanu Reeves stuff is really bizarre. Let's go with some of the most shocking stuff from his tell-all memoir, which is titled Friends, Lovers, and the Big Terrible Thing.
That's an awful title.
Forward by Lisa Kudrow.
I'd be like, can I be any more of a memoir? That should be the title.
All right, so I'm just going to go randomly through them because there is a lot. So there was a time that he nearly died. He was consuming 55 Vicodin tablets and a quart of vodka just to make it through the day.
In one day.
In one day.
That's impossible. 55 Vicodin?
55 Vicodin tablets and a quart of vodka.
That's insanity.
Yeah.
55. I'm sorry. I don't know if I believe that number.
And I haven't read the whole book yet. Obviously, I'm just going by excerpts that are being published by other media outlets. But I mean, he's talking about a day. So it's not like he's done it once. He's talking about doing this repeatedly more than once, having 55 or in that neighborhood and a bunch of vodka.
I feel like one of those, when I had my back surgery, I took one and I was down. I was asleep for most of the day. And when I tried to get up, I was almost like I remember dreaming like I was getting up and then couldn't get up. Like I would in my dream get out of bed and then instantly be back in bed in reality. It was so weird. It was so trippy. But it was one pill. 55 is insane.
You were fucked off of one Vicodin, and you were fucked up off if you couldn't handle it.
I can't imagine 55. I don't know how that didn't kill him.
That ain't even the worst thing, my friend. There's like more. That's the first thing.
Okay.
He says
terrible thing.
No, I don't think so.
No.
I'll tell you. I mean, we'll see what you think when we get up to what I think is the terrible thing. He said he spent $9 million over the course of his life trying to get sober.
I believe that.
We're still not sure right up until this moment if he actually is sober or not. He might be still struggling with it. There's a report out that he's on, what is that, Suboxone? That's the drug they give you when you're trying to get off of opioids.
Right.
You supposedly take this and it kills your craving, but it doesn't get you high.
I mean, you got to do a little research on how he got his hands on so many to have 55 Vicodins a day. I know there are documentaries about how these drug companies and doctors, there are, doctors that just handed them out like Pez. But
yeah,
55 a day for one person?
It's a lot.
You get your hands on that. That's insane.
There was Jeff Tweedy. He's like an indie musician guy. And so now you have no idea who Jeff Tweedy is, correct? Right. Not popular whatsoever, but known in the indie music world.
Is that
And
Tweety Bird's first name?
he was struggling. I'll never forget this because it was kind of like that first eye-opening moment for me when I read it because I could never understand why people can't. I mean, I understand addiction, but what I could never understand, especially when you have talented people like this, is how friends don't rally around somebody to get them off of drugs. And what I mean by that is, okay, so the average working stiff who's caught up on drugs, his mother, wife, brother, right, sister, they're all working too. They all have lives, kids, dogs, pets, whatever. Like they all have lives, right? They have to go to work. They have to function. I feel like that's how most people with a drug issue dies. But when you have somebody who has millions of dollars and nothing but time, there's what is stopping you from being like, okay, mom or sister or cousin, whatever, you no longer have to work. I'm going to pay you. You're going to be my full time, don't do drugs guy. We're going to be together just all the time. And you're going to make sure that I don't do drugs. And not only one, but you're talking about you could probably do that. Most of these people could probably do that with 3 or 4 people.
You go full June Carter on them. You just lock him in a room.
Right.
And just until he sweats it all out.
That's what June Carter did to Johnny Cash?
Do you remember Walk the Line, the movie?
Vaguely.
Yeah, he was at his house. They invited, he invited June and her parents over. They came over and they saw he was all messed up. They locked him in his room and they chased away his dealer with a gun. They're like, get the hell out of here. And no more you don't have a customer here anymore. And that was it. And they just waited for him to sweat it out.
June, I wrote a song. Joaquin Phoenix sucked in that. I mean, come on. Like,
what?
Sucked.
He was great in that.
I liked it.
Get rhythm.
I liked it at first, but then like you look at like Jamie Foxx and Ray or
but he was great. I thought he was great. Jamie Foxx was great.
Who was Black Panther? What's his name? The guy who just passed away.
Oh, I can't remember his name.
Chadwick Boseman in the James Brown. Like, holy shit, those were performances.
You don't think he was up there with them? I thought he was great.
Fucking June, I wrote a song. I heard my song on the radio.
I'm not going to leave you like that little Dutch boy with your finger in the well.
Stunk. He stinks.
You stink.
Fucking just stinks.
I thought it was good. And he and Reese Witherspoon are on. They had the soundtrack for the movie, and they're singing on it. It's them. It's not Johnny and June.
Who knew you were such a big Walk the Line fanboy?
When it came out, I liked the music, and I looked into it, and I thought he was good. He sang the songs pretty well, and she sings. We all know that Reese Witherspoon can sing, but we didn't know he could sing, but he was good, and I thought the story was good, the acting. I don't know what the hell do you want?
June, I wrote a song. They recorded all my songs. We made a record, June.
Nice.
All right.
Yeah.
It's a shame, too, because it's one of my best impressions. It just happens to be of a fucking sad movie that nobody wants to talk about. All right. So the book comes out on Tuesday. We should mention that for people that want to get the book.
What's it called again? Friends, Lovers, and that terrible thing?
Friends, Lovers, and the Big Terrible Thing.
And the Big Terrible Thing.
Yeah.
Is this his first book?
This is his first book. In the book, he reveals that he's had 14 surgeries and nearly died several times. On one occasion, his heart stopped beating for 5 minutes.
That's too long.
In the book, that's too long.
That seems like a long time.
In the book, he says that he now has the bowels of a man in his 90s after being forced to wear a colostomy bag for a year.
Yeah, that's not good. What I mean, what are these surgeries? What did he have? Like colon cancer or something? Or
no, what happened was, the book starts in 2019 and flashes back and forth. He finds himself physically battling a rehab staff who think he's lying about being in pain before ER doctors finally discover that opioids have made him so constipated his colon has burst.
Ah,
He writes, "I was so full of shit, it almost killed me."
that's a good line.
So he still got the humor.
Well, that's that's terrible. He was constipated by the opioids, and his intestines exploded.
Could you imagine having so much drugs in you that you fucking blow out your asshole?
No, I mean, who knew that was a side effect?
Not me. I mean, I've had so much pasta fazool in me. I feel like I would have blown out my asshole a couple of times. But
I mean, when you get that horrible like sharp stomach pain because you just bloated, I can't imagine to the point where something gives and explodes. That's got to be horrible.
yeah,
That's terrible.
Yeah, because it fucking constipates you. By the way, constipation is the worst. Outside of having a kidney stone, it is, I would say, the most annoying thing. Here's what I'm going to do: kidney stone, constipation, childbirth. That's what I'm going to put in the layers of painful things a human being.
Toothache's pretty bad.
Toothache could be really bad. Yeah.
Back pain. I mean, I know you never had.
No, I never had that.
Back pain is terrible. Not only is it terrible, the herniated discs or whatever you have in the spine, it takes everything away. You just can't move. You want to get up, you can't get up. You want to walk around, nope.
That doesn't sound so bad. I don't really want to walk around.
Fine, but to be lifted up and held in front of the toilet so you can go to the bathroom.
Well, that sounds like fun. Who did that?
My dad helped me. My dad did that.
Your dad helped you take a shit?
No, number one. I couldn't walk. I couldn't get to the bathroom. So he was there, and I said, I got to go to the bathroom. He lifted me up by under my arms, and he helped me walk to the toilet.
I bet you he said it never fucking ends with this kid. I thought for sure.
Yeah, it's
18 or 21 or 25 even. This shit would have stopped, and now here I am.
Right? Helping him go to the bathroom. I thought we were over this phase.
No, but that feeling when you have to go to the bathroom and you try to and just nothing, that's a miserable feeling.
I mean, I can't. Yeah, it can't be. Thank goodness, I don't think I've ever had it like that. So I can't imagine it being good.
Perry was in a coma one time, and his family, the doctors told his family members that he had a 2% chance of survival. The idea of having to wear a colostomy bag for life has kept him off opiates. He admits that the pills simply don't work for him anymore. Even though 1,800 milligrams a day, he could no longer get high.
Oh my God.
That's crazy.
That's a lot of milligrams.
Mm-hmm. Some of the saddest moments in the book are the descriptions of his many failed bids to find love. He proposed while high to longtime girlfriend at a Swiss rehab in 2020. He doesn't name who the longtime girlfriend is in the book, although a lot of sources say it's literary manager Molly Hurwitz. He confesses. He can what?
And I guess she turned him down.
Yep, he confesses to buying her a ring because he was desperate that she was going to leave him. He didn't want to be this injured and alone during COVID. He was high. He was on 1,800 milligrams of hydrocodone when he asked her to marry him. She knew it, and she said yes. When he got home, he was so out of it that he couldn't remember if he got engaged or not.
Jeez.
Yep.
And this was not that long ago. This was during COVID.
During COVID. We talked
2 years.
Yeah, we talked about Julia Roberts already on the last episode. Go back and check that out if you haven't seen it. Then there was also the story of Valerie Bertinelli, where this was like when they were younger. He met Valerie Bertinelli out. She was married to Eddie Van Halen, obviously. They're at a party at 19. Eddie Van Halen passes out, and him and Valerie Bertinelli make out, like,
Oh boy,
go at it with him passed out 5 feet away.
that's messed up.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
That's not cool.
Quite the
Bertinelli.
conquest, though. You want to hear about his other women that he's been involved with?
Hit me.
He wrote that he made out with Gwyneth Paltrow inside a broom closet at a party.
What?
Yeah. Fairly early into Friends, he had a crush on Jennifer Aniston. She kind of turned him down, and then he realized he still had a crush on her and couldn't really say hello or goodbye to her, and things became awkward on the set between the two of them. Mm-hmm. But it was actually Aniston who came to his aid the most out of all the friends, because she knew he was drinking and she knew that his addiction was spiraling out of control. One time he was set up on a date with Cameron Diaz. He says that she wasn't into him at all. Cameron got almost instantly stoned. It was clear she wasn't interested in me at all. Adding to insult to injury, he writes about how she accidentally punched him in the face. Mm-hmm. Yeah.
I mean, would he have to get? He'd have to get permission from everybody to write this, right?
I don't know.
I mean,
Do you have to get permission from somebody to write about an experience you had with them?
That's a good. I don't know. I guess maybe it depends on the. I don't know. It's a good question to put in a book that she was stoned. I mean, maybe she doesn't want that out there, but who knows?
He talks about having another account of lost love that still hurts. Back in 1999, he doesn't say who it was, but the girl said that it was his drinking that it was a problem. In 1999, he starred in a film with Neve Campbell.
Neve Campbell.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know that one.
3
People
to Tango?
Maybe. Yeah, probably. People are saying my mic is low. I don't know.
Saying your mic is low?
They're saying it's low. They can't hear me. Or barely hear me. Check 1, 2. Got that window open, I hope.
That is.
Oh, good. Speaking of ghosts, send us your ghost stories. Email us your ghost stories. Just a little reminder. Halloween's coming up. We want to have you guys on with us. Email us your ghost stories and dress up for Halloween. And on Halloween night, during the show, we're going to have you guys on.
All right. How is that, everybody? Pump Frank up a bit.
I could hear him. Some people say it's low. Ant is high and clear. Frank almost sounds muffled.
I think you're in that dark tone. Remember we were talking about that? Do you want to pop out, fix it up, pop it back in?
I will pop out.
Frank's popping eight in it. How crazy is this shit with fucking Matthew Perry, though? He's on top of the fucking world. At one point, I forgot about this. He was on Friends. He was still on Friends when he had when he did the whole 9 yards. So he had like the #1 movie in the country, the #1 TV show in the country, and he's all fucking high, drunk, and fucked up all over the place. He said he was never really high while filming Friends, but he said he would be often hungover and sick, and I think it was more drinking back in those days before he really got kind of heavy into drugs.
Hey, how's that?
Well, let's see.
Hopefully that's a little better, people.
People are going to let us know, that's for sure.
Yep.
What else did I want to get to on this fucking Matthew Perry? $9 million. By the way, I think Fools Rush In is one of the great movies of all time.
I think it's a really good movie. I don't know if it's one of the great movies of all time, but I think it's a really good movie. And it's one of those movies you could sit down and watch. You're always in the mood for it, kind of thing.
Yeah, I would. What did you say, D? No, she's ignoring me. I don't know. She shouts stuff out.
Yeah, Robin says it's a little better, the sound.
Okay.
Thank you, Robin.
Did you go into that not so dark mode? I forget what it's called. I don't know. You got little adjustments there.
No idea. I didn't do anything. I left and came back in.
You didn't fix anything.
You said to just pop out and pop back in.
You're the best. On the
Thank
app, there's
you.
like 3 choices on what you could choose.
I gotta go to the app.
You might be in the darkest one.
God. All right, I'm gonna go to the app.
Fix it, pop out, pop back in.
Whatever.
I love that guy. 15 years in radio. You sometimes you wouldn't know it. All right. What else can I tell you? Oh, then he takes some weird swipes at Keanu Reeves, which is kind of strange. He talks about in the book how Heath Ledger's dead, but Keanu Reeves is still alive. And then he does it again where it's like he's talking about Chris Farley because he's talking about now having the disease and how he's got the disease so bad. And, he was in a movie with Chris Farley.
That's right. I turned my mic up a little bit in the app, the gain.
Okay.
So hopefully that works.
Let's see. I was talking about him and Chris Farley. Remember he did a movie with Chris Farley? He played the David Spade part. I don't know why David Spade didn't do that.
I think that's true. I don't know either, but I think that was Chris Farley's last movie.
It was. Yeah.
It was, right? Yeah.
Yeah. In fact, that's what he was talking about. He was saying that Chris Farley died from the disease, alcoholism, drug addiction, whatever.
Right.
And that he was still alive. He couldn't believe it. But even in that, he said this, when he's like, Heath Ledger's dead, but Keanu Reeves is still with us. That's crazy. And then he goes, when Chris Farley left, I punched a hole in the wall and thought it's nuts that Keanu Reeves is still walking the earth. So I don't know what problem he has with Keanu Reeves. I don't get it at all.
What the hell is that about?
Yeah.
Almost Heroes, 1998 was the movie.
That was the one. Yeah, he said he was high and fucked up because he was devastated because they had shot the movie. It was done in the can. Then Farley died, or maybe he died towards the end of filming. And then like a couple of weeks later, he was out having to promote it. And so he said he couldn't handle it and he got fucked up. Yeah. He got all fucked up during the promotion of it.
So I wonder how he's doing today. Maybe it's in the book. Maybe at the end of the book, it's, hey guys, I'm in rehab and everything. I'm clean for the last how many months or whatever it is.
Well, no, I think he's still on that Suboxone thing. So, and some people will,
I guess.
Yeah, some people will say that Suboxone, you're not sober when you're on that because that's still technically a drug. But I know a lot of people do use that it's like a controversial thing. Some people say that you're on that and you're not really doing what you need to do to be getting off opioids altogether. And some people will say this will help you get off of opioids for good.
Okay. So
fuck do I know?
Maybe he, tried everything else. I'm sure he's seeing people that gave it to him, for a reason. And it sounds like it's something that perhaps he can handle at his stage, whatever stage, the major stage he's in with this stuff.
I mean, it's fucking 9 million in the hole, man. I don't think you take anything off the table to get off this shit.
Yeah, whatever you got to do to get off, whatever you got to do to safely remove that from your life. Totally.
Corden apologizes again, but let's talk about Jumpstart Coffee Company, our fave coffee company. You know what I didn't think of? It's too late for this now, but damn it, this would have been good. That would have been a great Halloween costume. Fucking Jumpstart coffee bag.
Just get like what would you get? One of those black industrial garbage bags? Trash
bags, yeah. But you have to put a little structure into it.
A little structure. But that you get a piece of oak tag or throw it right on the front.
That's fucking great. That's that's good.
That would work.
A little oak tag right in the front. Shit.
That's a good costume. You cut a little face hole in the bag. I think that's a good idea.
Fucking iconic bag, that Jumpstart Coffee Company right there. Black and white, just like us.
Right?
Yeah.
That's how we do.
Love it. Frank's got the dark roast blend right there. I'm a medium blend guy. I'm back on the medium blend. Although I did love I've only had one bag of it so far. They're the dark medium. The two of them together, two great powers uniting. I had that and that was delightful. That's available now. That's the newest flavor. You can order with the link in the description of this episode. Use the promo code AOA15 to save 15%. And don't forget, 50% of the proceeds that Jumpstart Coffee Company brings in goes right on out the door, straight to the Navy SEAL Foundation. So they're supporting the troops. They're supporting this podcast. They're basically supporting your taste buds. All kinds of great support with Jumpstart Coffee Company. So support them back. Buy a bag today. Thank you in advance.
Good stuff. Subscribe and save too. Get it delivered to your house.
Boom. Sorry again for acting like a jerk at the restaurant, said James Corden. He apologized formally on the air for his behavior in all of this. I can't believe we're still talking about this bullshit. But I guess he was off the whole time that he was going through all this, because I think he came back on the air Monday.
I saw that. He came back on Monday, and he's like put aside like 3 or 4 minutes, and he talked about the whole thing. And the way he made it sound, he made it sound like he did almost nothing wrong. Like he said, but he did admit to. He said, "I made an offhand remark that I'm sorry for about getting up and going to do it myself." But he goes, after the third time it came back, I made that remark. I didn't mean it in a negative way, but I just, after my wife has this allergy to this food, so 3 times I just, got a little frustrated. He goes, I do apologize, et cetera, et cetera. And then he said he talked to the guy and water under the bridge, hopefully. So.
All right. I'm a little sympathetic to his wife having an allergy to the food.
Right.
But if you're going to tell me she has an allergy to egg whites and is ordering an egg yolk omelet, then I don't have a lot of sympathy. You're a fucking jerk off, because
it's going to be, because the egg white touches the egg yolk.
Have a fucking waffle. Yeah, exactly. Why are you even risking it?
No, I don't. Maybe it's not a serious allergy and maybe a tiny bit won't hurt. I don't know. I don't know.
You need to fucking, get egg beaters. What's egg beaters? Is that, isn't it like fake bullshit eggs?
How do they do that? What is that?
I have no idea.
Is that like Elmer's glue with food coloring?
Yeah, I think so. I think that's exactly what it is.
Okay.
I think you nailed it. I didn't watch the apology. I kind of want to hear a clip of it, but I don't know if we're going to get nailed for something like that.
Yeah, it was, it seemed, genuine from,
he's an actor. No,
I know. Take it for what it's worth. He was like, I'm so sorry. I honestly didn't mean, next time I go, cause he films in LA. He goes, next time I go to New York, I'm going to talk to the staff and whatever, blah, blah, blah. I mean, he seemed genuine. He seemed like it was all a big misunderstanding and blah, blah, blah. But this other guy, the owner, didn't he say that he's done this multiple times?
Twice. He said twice.
Okay, twice.
Yeah.
I don't know about the first time. I don't know if he really I don't remember if he talked about it about the first incident, but he talked about this one. And he didn't seem to think that it was a huge thing, but the wait staff, took it harshly, I guess, and so did and then the owner found out about it. So, and I think they tried to squash it. What are we at right now? What stage are we at? Did he apologize and all's forgiven, or?
So I guess he apologized, but I kind of hate the apology on the show because, again, everybody's going to be tuning in to see what you say. So you're doing it, it's like the old fucking diary days. You remember the old,
sure,
in radio before everything was like super digital. In radio, you used to have to write down what you listened to, and it would go by 15-minute increments. And so it was a similar thing on TV, but more so this was a radio thing. So if you listen for 2 minutes, but you listen from 7:14 to 7:16, the radio station would get credit for an entire half an hour.
That's why the old give us 22 minutes and we'll give you the world. That's
correct.
Why it's not give us 15 minutes or give us 30 minutes.
Right. So that was the thing. So even with TV too, with teasers or whatever, they would try and get you to stick around. So I don't know when his apology was, but if I had to guess, I mean, he probably dragged it out a little. I'm sure he did. Did he do it right up at the top of the show?
I don't know. I just saw the clip of the apology, so it's probably after the monologue. He was behind the desk, so I guess it was before, after the monologue, before he brought out any guests, seemed like to me.
Mm.
I mean, why wouldn't you address it right away though?
To get ratings.
No. I mean, like say it at the end. You mean you'd have people say it?
Yeah.
The best move to say it. Okay.
Yeah, I mean that's why Leno blew up his monologue. Remember the monologue used to be like 3 or 4 jokes, 5 jokes, and then all of a sudden Leno was doing like a 22-minute monologue. You know, and
that's insane.
Because they learned over time most people tune in for the monologue only, and if he dragged the monologue out a little bit more and did less with the guests, he's going to get more, more ratings, more cash.
Yeah, but what do you do in terms of if you put the apology at the end? Do you tease it? I mean, how do you tell? Because if people are tuning in and they don't hear the apology right off the bat, they're going to think he's not going to do it, and they're just going to turn away. They're just going to be like, "Oh, he's not going to say it."
Yeah, I don't know.
You can't tease something like that. Oh, coming up, you'll hear my apology.
Yeah, and then he's gonna go there. He's gonna be going a whole fucking press tour. Like, come on, like, give me a break. Now you're just using it for your own.
I don't think it'll be a press tour. I think he's just on his show. He said it, and I think that's it.
I don't know. This has rubbed me the wrong way from the get. I didn't like his apology so fast. I hated him taking back the apology.
That was weird. But if you watch this apology, it seems genuine to me. I don't know though. For what it's worth, it seems heartfelt. I don't know because there's 2 sides to every story. I would love to hear from, if possible. I'm sure that they don't want to be called out and put in the spotlight, but whoever the wait staff was, for them to come forward and like, this is what happened.
Well, that's the thing too. It was more than just one particular server. It was everybody kind of saw it, so.
Exactly. So if what would be a good move is if he flew out the staff and brought them on the show and talked to them about it on the couch.
No, I'll tell you what would be a great. That's what? No, that's
what are you talking about?
Talk to them about it on the couch.
Interview them.
To have a feeling session.
Not on the couch like a therapy session. I'm talking about on the interview couch. I meant like where he would call out his guests and put on his the actors.
I'll tell you what I think the movie.
You put them on as guests.
Not to put them on as guests, but to have I would have them in the audience. And then he does a joke, and then they scream at him for how bad the joke is.
That's not bad.
That's great.
That's not bad.
Like, you call that an interview question? That sucks. Say that again.
I'm allergic to shitty jokes. That's not bad.
That's the move. Move.
That would have been good. Maybe he'll do it. Hopefully people, why not bring them out? Ladies and gentlemen, the staff from whatever the hell restaurant.
From whatever the hell restaurant.
I don't remember what it's called.
Balthazar.
Oh, Balthazar.
All right, Kanye West. Kanye got dropped today by TJ Maxx.
Freaking idiot.
The store that literally takes all the shitty clothes that nobody wants.
They take my clothes. I mean, come on.
Yeah, I mean, look, I grew up on TJ Maxx, okay, but I was
no problem with TJ Maxx.
But wasn't it always like the shit that wouldn't sell in real department stores?
Oh, I don't know. I know very little about TJ Maxx. I don't know if I've ever gone there.
Are you kidding me? I was raised in TJ Maxx.
I might have, but I don't remember.
I feel like my mother put a wing on TJ's house, wherever the hell that is. TJ Maxx, Marshalls, and Home Goods. That was the crazy thing to me. That's when I knew life was bullshit. When I found out that TJ Maxx and Marshalls were owned by the same company. I'm like, why is this? It's the same fucking store.
It's all smoke and mirrors, my friend.
They're like, Marshalls is so much better than TJ Maxx. I'm like, well, I got news for you. It's all the fucking same.
You switch the signs. Nobody knows.
Yeah. They announced today, telling CNN Business, at TJ Maxx, we do not tolerate discrimination, harassment, or hate of any kind. I love this. Who the fuck asked you, TJ Maxx?
Well, they do business with Kanye, right?
I don't know.
I'm sure maybe they carry his clothing. I don't know. That's the point of the story. They dropped him, right?
Yes, they did. But
so
again,
they have to put out a statement when you drop the guy.
Right, but I don't think it's like they have like a direct deal together. I think like when his sweatshirts don't sell at like Saks Fifth
Yeezy
Avenue.
rack.
Yeah, they go to like fucking Marshalls.
Yeah, well, either way, I'm sure they have to have some kind of deal to get to sell his clothes.
This would be like Jerry, who runs the fucking town, flea market, goes, "We're not selling Kanye stuff anymore." People
That would be
like,
hilarious.
Fuck Ash.
Put out a statement. Listen,
I've gone through some of the tents and the booths. Even the lady at the end who just throws her shit down on the blue tarp, and we've made sure that there's no anti-Semitic clothing.
Good for you, Jerry. Love it. I'm doing all my shopping at Jerry from now on. Love that Jerry. That Jerry
Holy
stand.
Shit, that's fucking great. Yeah. The cut. I guess they had some sort of. I don't know.
TA Max. That's my wife's input. TA Max.
TA Max. That's good. I love that. Yeah, they have instructed their buying teams not to purchase this merchandise for sale in any of our stores globally. So that's what that means. When they have like to move like a lot of shit that's just left over, these people go out and buy it and they put it in TJ Maxx, and now they're like, we've instructed our people not to buy.
That's good. Well, that's their policy. They're not doing anything. What's your
you...
problem with that? You are like, are you high?
No, I'm not high. Because they're fucking just jumping on the bandwagon.
Well, they carry his merchandise.
Yeah, I mean, I guess technically they do. Here's the thing. They could have solved this shit with an internal memo.
Read Robbins. Read Robbins.
Wait, let me see. Where is it here? Salvation Army are on the fence.
That's kind of funny.
It's true. They're one step away from a Salvation Army. They're like, we're not going to go buy your stuff. Like,
but I think technically Salvation Army is a charitable organization. I think TJ Maxx, you have to be licensed to carry and sell, make money off of other labels merchandise.
Licensed? No.
Well, yeah, I mean, you have to have some kind of contract to be able to sell.
No.
Like, I can't sell Kanye's clothes out of a store. Unless so I can open a store and just sell his clothes.
100%. Yeah. I mean, like, you have to have an arrangement to buy them.
Thank you.
At a price that makes sense to sell them. But if you want to go buy them at regular price and just mark it up, you can do that. That's
probably not what TJ Maxx did. They probably had some kind of arrangement.
But not with him is my point. Like, they don't go to him. They go to...
How do you know that?
Because that's not what TJ Maxx does.
So they don't sell anything straight from the manufacturer?
No, I don't believe so. I mean, maybe they do, but their whole thing is they are less expensive than the department stores. And when the department stores can't move merch, they fucking just dump it all in a TJ Maxx pile. That's why everything... That's why when you go to buy something at TJ Maxx, you're not going to go back there and get the same shit ever again. It's gone. You know?
Okay. All right. Listen, I thought that TJ Maxx, why wouldn't they have deal like your clothing store? Why wouldn't you have a deal with a couple of labels that you could sell at this? I don't.
Yeah, because their deal's not with the labels. Their deal's with like Macy's, and it's like, all right, we'll take those 17,000 boxes of whatever that didn't sell. We'll move them in our store.
All right, so it's still a valid statement. We're not going to carry his stuff anymore, no matter where we get it from. That's still, I don't.
No, it's
understand. Not. Why is that not a good statement?
Because they're not even in business with him. First of all, fucking CNN should have been like, "You're not even in business with him. We're not putting this on the air. This is ridiculous."
Well, they're not in business with him, but they're saying they're not. If you're coming here to buy, maybe people went there to buy stuff, to buy Kanye's stuff. We're not going to. You're not going to find it here anymore. Is their point? I
mean, Robin's joke is so hilarious because the Salvation Army is not too far away from that. If the Salvation Army was like, "We're not going to sell Yeezys anymore," you'd be like, "That's fucking ridiculous. You sell whatever whatever falls into your lap. It doesn't even matter."
It's a little different.
Robin, the local dump refuses to accept any Yeet merchandise.
What do we do with it?
That's because anti-Semitism, Frank, is just like muffin stumps. Nobody wants it.
Who's going to eat all these stumps? That's one of my top episodes.
Yeah,
top
that's
of the
a
muffin
good one.
To you.
It's not top of the muffin to you.
No, it is. That's a great one. Jerry
Rebecca
shaves
De
his
Mornay.
chest. Rebecca De Mornay. Oh, that feels good.
Oh my God.
With the real J. Peterman tour.
Fucking TJ Maxx. Give me a break. What was
All
the
right,
other
this
thing?
just in. Anthony, J. Sabs, and myself, we're not selling any Kanye stuff.
Yeah, that's just as valid as a statement. It's fucking TJ Maxx. Just hopping on the bandwagon.
If you came to the AOA podcast looking for Yeezys, it ain't gonna happen.
Can I tell you something that really pissed me off? Like really just enraged me. So I get a birthday text, right? Happy birthday from my fucking...
Well, that's your first enraging moment. You don't like that.
I get a text and I look at it. It's from my fucking dentist. Okay. And it's a fucking happy birthday text.
That's sweet.
And I'm like, what a just the fact that I have to delete this is angering me a little bit, right?
Is it automated or could you tell it was from the... Okay.
No, it was not even
save
close.
50, was it save 10% off on your next cleaning?
Basically.
Okay.
I don't think I have it. I think I deleted it right away. But like an hour or so later, I go and check my email. And in my fucking email is a happy birthday email from the same fucking dentist place. I'm like, what the fuck? I'm like, enough already. I get it. You have an automated system that knows when my fucking birthday is. Why are you sending me a text and an email wishing me a fucking happy birthday?
Because you might be one of those people that sees a text or an email from your dentist, even though it's automated, and it might lift your day up for a brief moment.
Oh, for fucking Christ. You give me a break. Does anybody find... Now, listen to me honestly. I'll show this fucking... I'm trying to think if I have to block anything out here.
What is it?
Oh, no, I can't do this. Does it show my name? I'll flash it on the screen really quick. There it is. Look, there it is. Okay.
What about it? Oh, okay.
All right. Is anybody happy by this? Is anybody getting these going? Isn't that sweet? Seriously.
They remembered.
Yeah. That's why I don't like this. That's why I don't like birthdays.
Is there a deal? Is there a coupon?
No.
For like Colgate or something?
We hope your special day is full of laughter and good cheer. What the fuck?
That's nice.
Here's wishing you another great year. Oh, it rhymes. All best from your friends at Pure Dental. Give me a fucking break.
Well, look at it this way. If you didn't get that email, you'd be like, what the fuck, dentist?
No, I wouldn't. I fucking
The next time you go, you'd be like, my birthday was a couple months ago. I don't understand.
Yeah, who's rolling in there upset at their dentist being like, my birthday was a couple of weeks ago and I didn't receive a text or an email.
I don't understand. I gave you my email address. You have my phone number. A little recognition would be nice. I'm a loyal customer.
Fucking bullshit. Now here's Leisha. We still haven't gotten it right. I love my dentist office. They're awesome. I'm sure people have nice dentist office.
Look at the one right below it though.
I'm sure. Oh, see, women.
All right.
I got J-Sabbed. My dentist is hot and young.
No, it would be hot and old if you got J-Sabbed.
That's true. That's true. But it's if you have Connie from The Office or Ray, it's fucking actually sitting there going, it's Jim's birthday. All right, fine. It's all fake bullshit. What? I don't understand. Like,
they entered your name into the birthday email system at one point, and that took effort, and that should not be overlooked.
It fucking angers me to no end. Your wife says the weirdest shit sets me off. I'm not going to argue with that. That's pretty true.
That is true. Did you get any?
Oh, wait, this was the. I'm sorry. I can't. This was the text. Hi, Anthony. This is Pure Dental of Manorville.
Wait. Is it very clear that Anthony is like a placeholder?
No.
Like a Mad Libs word?
No, it's pretty good.
Okay.
Yeah, I could show this.
It's not like Anthony in all caps and everything else is regular.
Hey, Anthony, this is Pure
Okay.
Dental of Manorville wishing you a happy birthday. We hope you enjoy your day. Sent via Next Health. To unsubscribe, reply stop. Like,
Unsubscribe then.
how is this fucking genuine? I can't unsubscribe because when I make an appointment, this is what I get that says, here's when your appointment is.
Well, I got news for you. It worked because they just got a ton of free advertising on this show.
Yeah.
For Pure Dental.
Fucking Pure Dental.
They got one over on you, buddy.
No, I'm not. I'm slamming them. They're insincere sons of bitches.
Have you gotten any other company, generic text for your birthday?
Dude, I mean, I have been so great lately, and I mean by lately, I mean like the last year and a half of aggressively unsubscribing to things.
How do you unsubscribe to the actual mail? Because we get
the mail,
mail from the mailbox.
Yeah.
Because every day we get just a ton of shit we never signed up for. Like newspapers and magazines and all this stuff. I guess from the previous owners or whatever, they just keep coming. Now it's in our name, but it's just like the mailbox is overflowing every day with shit. But most of it we get rid of. We keep like 2 things out of the whole thing. Like I want to get rid of that mail.
I honestly don't know how that mail still exists.
I get it. It's delivery service. It's like UPS and all that stuff. It works. I have nothing against the mail. What I have against is the junk mail.
Yeah, well, all right. So listen, here's the thing. Like, so where I live, my mailbox isn't at my house.
That's bullshit. I hate that.
There's like an area. By the way,
I would never get the mail. I would never get it.
I never do, and I never do.
I would never see it. I wouldn't even. It would go a month.
That's a new. See, your area where you live has been lived in for a long time. You have an older, like regular, normal neighborhood. Out here by me, this is kind of all relatively. I mean, people have lived here, but a lot of the things here are relatively new. So my mailbox is at least in walking distance. Where my parents live, because that's like a whole like mastermind planned community.
Right.
Their mailbox is nowhere even close to them. Like they have to get in the golf cart and drive.
That's annoying as hell
to fucking get it.
I mean, it gets you out of the house, but no.
I think that's the real point. Is just to get them out of the house for a couple of minutes.
Fine, but does every resident get a golf cart?
For the most part, yeah, most of them do.
That's cool. I'd like to just drive that around.
I would love to know if people have. Yeah, see, Miss Justice community mailbox. Out in the Hamptons, it's the same thing too because they don't want the mailwomen drivers clogging up the fucking roads. So they all literally go to the post office to get their mail out east.
I like Robin. It will go down with a mailman you know, Frankie. See, you said a mailman I know, and you're a mailman I know. It doesn't end with the Seinfeld references.
I do have a key for said mailbox. Yeah.
That's annoying. I'm sorry.
It's a system
by my house, please.
It's a system too by my parents because like when they get like a box that doesn't fit in the mailbox, they put a key in there to go to the bigger mailboxes.
Oh no,
just down the thing, and then they got to open that up. 2
mailboxes? No thanks. How do you even? So you'd only know because there'd be a key in there. Okay, that's annoying as shit.
Just
put the mailbox outside each door. Why is that so difficult?
Ant deletes a birthday text. He is certainly not going to actually get up to walk to the mailbox. Yeah,
that's exactly. I don't get the mail out of my mailbox now, and it's literally 2 feet from my door handle.
It's too much.
And I'm gonna walk down the street to get it. No.
And these newspapers. Who the fuck is who are reading these things?
It's just a paper filled with ads. There's no stories in it anymore. Every time I get a newspaper, it's just every page is ads.
Yeah. And then I talked because I got a lot of newspaper friends. I talked to them and they're like, "Oh, we have like 40,000 circulation." I go,
not voluntary.
How many? Yeah, I go, how many of them are really opening this thing up and reading something on page fucking 42? I mean, how many?
I mean, it makes me wish I had a bird cage. That's the only reason I would keep those.
Yeah.
Or if I did paper mache, that'd be good.
The whole fucking birthday text thing. By the way,
mache.
The reason why I don't love the birthday, it's true what Larry David said. I spent the whole day just replying to people, replying to text messages,
Text
and
messages. No, it's not that bad. See, because on Facebook, when my birthday came around, you get all the messages. You just heart them. Just click the heart. You like.
waste of time. Waste of time.
It's your birthday. It's once a year. You break.
The birthday present I give to myself is I took my birthday off of Facebook so that I didn't have to sit there all day long and fucking do the thing.
You're a miserable bastard.
And then I had a little mini panic attack because I get a message from Facebook that says your birthday is coming up and you can fundraise for your birthday. Like you tell people,
I
like,
get
hey,
that too. Yeah.
you know, don't give me gifts. Not like 99% of the people on Facebook are not getting you gifts anyway. But it's like, don't get me a gift, donate to my favorite charity. So I see this and I go, oh, what the fuck? I thought I took my birthday off of Facebook. So I had to go look and check and make sure it's still in there. It's just that nobody can see it. So nobody gets notified.
Facebook knows, but it's not a public thing.
Right. But you know what they do? They go, oh, do you know it's Aunt's birthday? They bother everybody. And they go, it's Aunt's birthday. Do you want to write on his wall? You know,
that's not fair. Didn't you take your birthday down? Why would they tell?
No, but I'm saying that's what happens when you leave your birthday up. I did take my birthday down. I'm saying when you leave your birthday up, people, they just bug you. You think everybody really remembers it's your birthday on your birthday?
No, of course not.
That's
why it's there.
Yeah,
I don't remember. But every time it comes up in my, it's so and so's birthday, I always say happy birthday. No matter who it is. If I haven't talked to them in years, happy birthday. Just nice.
By the way, how bad was my joke?
All of them are terrible.
Shut up.
But I don't know which one you're talking about.
With Janine today.
Yeah, it was terrible.
Was it bad?
That was not good. That I kind of went, ugh, as soon as I read it.
I think we can it's okay to say that Janine had a death in her family. That's why she's not.
So, yeah, Janine, okay. Shall I read it?
If you want.
No, I'm not going to say, Janine had a death in her family. You know what? You read it. Go ahead.
Let's say her uncle died, for argument's sake. She said, I'm not going to make the show tonight. My uncle died. And my response was, I didn't see your uncle at Frank's birthday party. Now that's funny.
It's funny if your uncle didn't just die.
See, but that's my thing. That's the time to make a joke. You know what I'm saying? That's when you make the joke to brighten up those spirits right away. She literally wrote me back, huh? And I felt horrible.
Yeah, you should.
Like, shit.
You should feel like a piece of shit.
It just didn't land.
No, did not. And again, if your uncle didn't just die, yeah, I let you know.
That would have made me laugh if my uncle just died.
That's a too sooner.
I don't know. Hold on, I gotta text my uncle, make sure he's okay. I think karma's a bitch.
Yeah, so make sure there aren't any glory hole accidents.
But then hurtful. Then was that because of the paprika jokes they made over the years?
No, we always say they go to glory holes. That wasn't out of nowhere. It wasn't an insult. We joke around that they go to glory holes, didn't we? That wasn't an insult.
So then we always
are wonderful.
I asked if it was on her dad's or mom's side, and she said her dad's, and her dad invented plaid. So I said, did he invent?
Oh,
this was the particular uncle who invented polka dots, right? And I got a ha, which was like, okay, I'm gonna stop trying to cheer you up now.
Yeah, you did 2 in a row.
Yeah.
You didn't even. Okay, so the normal person. All right, you did do a sorry for your loss, Janine. Okay.
I did say I was sorry right away. Yeah,
you did say sorry, and then you said that sucks. Blah blah blah, and then you wrote, "This is the one that invented polka dots," right? Yeah. And then I, like a classy person, wrote, "I'm so sorry, Janine."
I know.
You don't dispense with the jokes.
Yeah, you really fucking hung me up to dry. You're like,
what am I gonna? You want me to tell a joke? You want me to start laying in with jokes?
Yeah, jump back in there.
No.
It's all right. I smoothed it over with J Sabs. I had my dentist text.
Perfect. Say all's well then.
Texted my dentist back. I go, could you smooth this over? I made an ass out of myself.
Can you maybe throw her on your list for October 26th, please?
Happy birthday. Oh,
from your dentist.
Who the fuck? I mean, listen. when I graduated,
I just think you're an anti-dentite.
No, when I graduated, I'm wishing Death Gone 3 on all the dentists. When
Yes.
I graduated college, one of the first gigs I got was working for like a Wall Street type company. And this is what I would do. I would do like the marketing for them. And they would like send a letter. We had this program and it knew everybody's birthday. And it would spit out this birthday letter. This is when people were sending letters. And so it would just fill in the name and put like a little fun design. And we would put it in an envelope every day. We'd send out like 30 of these things. And they would send them to their clients. And their clients would get this. And they would actually sit there and sign them. You know, and it had like some pertinent information. Some of them were a little bit more detailed and shit. And this is how they like had like, and it was like, oh, this is a real nice touch. Like, isn't this lovely? But that has devolved into, you know, text 9 to opt out of this birthday message. And it's like, what are we even doing anymore? Like, just
less personal. Yeah, but now you have the dentist in mind. So you're going to go, you know what? I got to make an appointment. It's a little free, it's a little advertising.
All right, this is hurtful. Paige, send her donuts, Anthony. You're good at that.
All right, that was the perfect. That was perfect. That is a good one. That's a great callback.
Shit. Yeah. By the way, we got to check on her brother's dog. I haven't heard anything. I'm starting to get worried.
Yeah, they got a new dog, and you know, it's cute, but yeah, you're right. Let's see if what we're dealing with here.
Yeah, I don't know if anybody's heard from them or anything. So I haven't seen a picture of the dog lately.
Yeah, we should do a wellness check.
The last part of the Kanye thing is he went to the Skechers headquarters unannounced, and they just kicked him out.
Yeah, so get the fuck out of here. We don't want you. I don't know. Nobody knows exactly what they said, but he was in there for not very long, and they just escorted him right out.
I mean, listen, it's not easy to make sneakers, even when you're like a sneaker designer, like factories and, you know.
I can't imagine it's easy.
So it's not like if you get dropped from Adidas, which
or
he did get.
Yeezy. Sorry.
He did get dropped, right? So
he did. Yeah, Adidas dropped him. It's not looking good for Kanye. And you know what? He dug himself into his own mess, into his own mess. This is on him. Sorry. But when you say shit like that, you reap what you sow, my friend.
Tough world. So we might not have Yeezys for a while.
They're weird looking shoes anyway.
Yeah. I have not listened to the Taylor Swift album since I listened to it over the weekend.
So you're not a fan then?
No, it's not that. It's sometimes I like to go in heavy on a record, listen to it like 3 or 4 times. And then if I get a song stuck in my head, then I know it's really good.
Through this whole show, I've had Karma from her stuck in my head.
Yeah. That Snow on the Beach one keeps sticking with me. So I think that's going to be the one.
That's a good one.
This woman here, let me see here. A woman on TikTok claims that she went to high school with Taylor Swift and is confirming what the fans know to be true. Everything Miss Swift does is intentional. I went to the same high school as Taylor Swift. We grew up in the same town. Let me see here.
She wrote this album on purpose? What does that mean? Everything she does is intentional.
In 2006, I'm a freshman in high school. Taylor is, I think, a junior. Teardrops on My Guitar had just come out, and I think over the summer, obviously she got really big, and that's the year she left school and got homeschooled.
Okay.
She said that when Swift started becoming super successful, most of her classmates hated her. I mean,
so
what
jealousy.
are they going to do? Yeah, exactly.
Doesn't say she became a jerk. It just says she became successful. That's why they hated her. That's not cool.
Also, the guys she was writing these songs about, they were still in school. They were still there. And now they have a hit song about them talking about what a shitty boyfriend they are. Right? That does suck. I mean, when
she does that about everyone.
I know. When you're John Mayer, you are a dick. But when you're fucking 17, you can't help but be a dick, you know?
That's true. To be fair, nobody I mean, I don't know. It's kind of that's not cool. But to the rest of the world, nobody knows who that is.
Yeah,
I
I
don't
guess
think.
so. I guess so.
And is this confirmed? Is this woman? We know this woman is definitely went to high school with her.
No, I don't care enough to confirm these things.
Okay, good.
As long as it's close enough to sound good, I just go with it.
Fake news.
The DC universe.
What about it?
Did I talk about Black Adam?
No.
Saw Black Adam over the weekend
Oh,
with my
you did say it was good. Okay.
yeah, and then people were applauding at the end of the movie.
Yeah. Right.
Do you know
Was that
why?
good, huh?
I don't want to spoil it.
Don't spoil it.
Okay.
Was it two? I'm going to ask you a two-part. Was it either something that happens at the end, or was it because it was a great overall movie?
Yes. Yeah. Do you want me to answer that question?
Oh, shit. It's probably yes to both, but don't answer it. I don't want to spoil it.
Okay. I have to tell people, and everybody can mute me. Frank, take off your headphones. I'll wave at you when it's time to come back in. I got to say why it was good. I got to say why. Just take your headphones off.
But nobody's going to listen to it. Who's going to listen to it unless they've seen it?
It'll be for the people who have seen it.
Alright.
I'm just going to talk to those people, or the people who don't give a shit enough to have it be
Yeah, that's
spoiled.
true. All right, here comes the spoiler. Just wave us in.
Take it off. Can you hear me? You can't hear me. Okay. All right, we're good. It fucking rocks at the end because Superman shows up at the very, very, very end. And it's a big deal because fucking the Henry Cavill got fired from being Superman. There was all these rumors that he's going to go around and he wasn't going to be Superman anymore. And then boom, he's back in the fucking suit. He fucking walks in and fucking when he walked on screen, the theater I was in exploded in a fucking applause. So this is supposed to be the relaunch of the DC universe. And they got fucking Superman basically anchoring this thing again. So that's why all this interest. All right, let's see if we get Frank back. All right. So I gave them the spoil. This is not the spoil, but they're saying, and they were saying prior to Black Adam, that Black Adam and what The Rock was trying to do was going to reinvent the DC universe. You know, because they did Batman versus Superman, and these things were kind of tanking and weren't doing great. And they thought that would kind of build up the DC universe to be like what Marvel has become. And so Black Adam came out. You know, I didn't even see the box office numbers for Black Adam. I got to look at that.
I think it did really well, from what I understand.
It did?
I don't know the exact numbers, but I heard it did pretty good.
So now, to sort of guide the DC universe, they started DC Studios, and they pulled James Gunn, who did a bunch of the Marvel movies.
Yeah, he did the Guardians of the Galaxy stuff.
Right. And he also did, I think, Suicide Squad.
That's DC.
So that's DC, right? So he's a big comic book nerd. Sorry, that was the point I was trying to make. He's done both. Right. But they've basically taken him over. So James Gunn is going to head the new DC Studios, and he is going to be in charge. Him and somebody else. I had it here a second ago. They're going to basically be in charge. Peter Safran.
I don't know.
They're going to be in charge of running DC movies.
Okay.
And they're
so is this going to be like reboots and stuff, like a new Batman?
Yeah.
Okay, because I know who's the guy who plays Superman?
Henry Cavill. He
said, "I'm willing to keep going as Superman, whether or not there's a reboot." He said he's willing to keep going. So I don't know if they reboot it in terms of a whole new cast, or reboot it and just stick with the cast and change up the stories.
Right. There's like Ben Affleck come back as Batman. Who really knows? Yeah. It's weird though. Like I feel like the state of comic book movies is there doesn't really need to be too much. What's the word I'm looking for? When everything is the same.
Oh, like
in sequence.
Yeah, it doesn't have to be not consistent.
Consistency. I don't think there needs to be too much consistency, meaning you can have the Joker be Jared Leto in Suicide Squad, and you can have the Joker be, Joaquin Phoenix in the other one, and people are going to go see both, and nobody's going to be like, well, these two don't happen in the same universe, because
Yeah,
all
that's
comic
true.
book stuff now doesn't happen in the same
Well,
universe.
Marvel does. For some reason, Marvel has made it. They even brought in the old Spider-Man movies with Tobey Maguire
Right,
and Andrew Garfield. They made it all canon.
which is
Uh,
amazing.
yeah, so
But
everything that happens in Marvel, and now they introduced the multiverse. So it's like, oh, it's happened in this universe, that universe.
right, but that's my point. It's now with multiverse, everything makes sense now. It doesn't. You can tie
Right.
everything in now. It doesn't have to
But DC
fucking.
doesn't have the multiverse,
Well, not just yet, but I have a
which
feeling
is
they're about to get one.
they should.
'Cause multiverse means multi-bucks.
Yeah,
It's fucking killing for Marvel, so they're gonna try and replicate the same thing. So
and
I,
and yes, Aaron, I was dancing to Taylor Swift. Uh,
I expect there to be a shit ton more comic book movies. So
I
if
love
that's
them.
your thing, get excited.
They're all good. I mean, rarely do I watch one, especially the Marvel ones. I want the Batman movies, like the Superman movies lately. Not a huge fan of them, but
Fuck you.
hey, Dark Knight Rises was probably one of the best movies of all time. Not Rises, The Dark Knight, the one with
Mm,
Heath Ledger. I thought was one of the greatest movies.
yeah, agree.
And then all the Batman movies before that, even the one with Bane. Those were all great. This latest, batch of movies, I could do without. But the Marvel stuff, I have yet to see a Marvel movie that I was like, that really sucked. They're all entertaining in their own way.
That just goes to show you how talented Chris Nolan is. He fucking made Bane work. Bane was such a zero nothing character in the comic books.
No, he was big in the comics. He was. I mean, they kept it legit. He was the guy who broke Batman down. He was the one that literally broke his back. And that happened in the comics, and they made it happen in the movies. Yeah, he was like not the most popular character. I'll give you that. But I remember when he was big in the comics, and I was like, shit, he almost kills Batman.
But that was old. Like we were old, weren't we? Was when that happened? I don't remember that shit when I was
That
younger.
happened when we were. I feel like that happened in the '90s. I thought, or at least it was. I mean, I remember it from then. Maybe the comic book came out way before that with Bane, but I thought that kind of stuff happened in the '90s where he got effed up by Bane.
Mm.
And then the movie came out good.
Yeah, we'll see what happened. I think and feel that Henry Cavill is the best Superman. He's just been in such shit. Like it's not him.
Yeah, he's a great Superman. I liked even the other guy before him. Don't remember his
Brendan
name.
Routh.
He was okay.
Mm.
Nothing wrong with him. The movie wasn't great, but he was as a Superman. I thought he was good. I can't really. And before that, it was Christopher Reeves, right?
Yeah,
That was the big. That's a huge gap between those
big.
two. But
Big.
I thought he was fine.
I've been kind of flirting with watching them because they're all on HBO Max. I've been kind of like in the
originals?
mood to watch the original Supermans. I haven't committed to it yet, but I really kind of want to do it.
With Marlon Brando.
A Chinese military contractor created a video showing off its new military technology, revealing that a robot can attack a dog
Oh, why?
that could be dropped off by a drone. This video, I gotta tweet this video out.
Don't attack a dog.
Yeah, I don't know why they attacked a dog, but there's like drone dropped this thing in, and this fucking like robot dog looking fucking thing went over and.
Oh, it was a robot dog,
Well,
or did it attack an actual dog?
no, it was a robot. It was like a robot attack dog. Sorry, did I misspeak?
Okay, so wait a minute. It's a robot. It's like an attack dog.
Right.
It didn't attack any dogs?
It didn't attack any dogs,
Okay, thank you.
but it's like on all fours, like a dog,
Got it.
and it like shoots bullets and
Is it a shark with laser beams on its head?
struck with frickin' laser beams on it. Well, let's move on from that. That's depressing. I had nothing else for that. Elon Musk walked into Twitter today with a sink in his hand.
What?
Not the sink thingy, just the sink.
Ah, Well, then I would turn him right around, kick him out.
Yeah.
He walked in with an actual sink in his hands?
He shared a video laughing while lugging the sink into the lobby 2 days before his court-ordered deadline to close a $44 billion deal to buy Twitter or face a trial. Early in the day, the
What?
Tesla boss
Wait,
changed his Twitter bio to Chief Twit.
Why would he have to? He has to buy it or else
Yeah.
face it. Why?
He's got to go to trial. He's got to go to court because he said he was going to buy it. Then he said he wasn't going to buy it, and he beefed up the price. And it's like stock manipulation, so they're going to take him to court if he doesn't. So that's why he just agreed to do it.
Wow. Okay.
Yeah. And people are making such a big deal, like nobody wants to finance this deal, motherfucker. He doesn't need anybody to finance the deal. He's having to take money from people if they want to get in on it, but he's not going to blink at fucking $44 billion.
I'd blink at that. What is he worth?
Oh, I don't even, way more than 44 billion.
In the hundreds, right?
Yeah, it's ridiculous. He's one of the richest people on the planet.
Look it up. All right, Elon Musk worth.
They're like, Larry Ellison's out. This one, Peter Thiel is out. It's like nobody gives a shit. He doesn't need them. He doesn't need anybody to finance the fucking deal.
$212 billion.
Exactly. He doesn't feel 44 billion.
I mean, it's a chunk out of his. That doesn't mean anything because once you hit $1 billion, I feel like it's all. It is gravy.
It is a statistic impossibility for this man to go broke. It will just never happen in his lifetime.
It could happen. What if he just gave all his money away?
True. Good point. You know what? Good point.
We'll get sued into the ground.
I didn't think of that. But yeah, but like that's what I'm saying. Like out of all of his businesses, like it would never get to the point where like all 7 of them are like down to zero. You know, it just wouldn't happen.
What? I mean,
especially Tesla. Like just Tesla's just not going anywhere ever.
Maybe. I mean, unless something else better comes out and the Tesla, because Tesla, wasn't it like recently I heard that they're not the best cars because they're not very well made or something?
No, they're really, you know what? And I have been
I don't know. I could be wrong.
No, you're right. I have been dying for a Tesla. And now you get all these guys on TikTok and YouTube and they go into a Tesla and they push on like the panels of the car and it's just like cheap, shitty plastics and and just sound like squeaking and I hate that. Like there's ask my wife, there's one thing I can't stand. If we're in the car driving and there's like a rattling noise or a squeaking noise, it drives me fucking crazy.
Are we running low on metal? Can we not make the cars out of metal anymore? Is it
Too
cheaper
heavy.
to make them out of plastic?
Yeah. Lighter. The car's lighter, gets better gas mileage. You're pushing less weight around.
Yeah, but if it's electric, who gives a shit?
Yeah, I mean, that's true, but you're still using less battery power. Yeah.
Anyway.
Let's talk about this radio host that died mid-show. It's my fucking worst nightmare, Frank.
Holy crap.
This guy in his British radio host, he was on the air for an hour during his breakfast show when a song went dead.
Morning guy.
Yeah, song went dead, and that was it.
And he just keeled over.
Heart attack, dead.
Oh, he was alone in the studio?
Alone in the studio.
Oh, boy.
Always my worst nightmare. I would have those moments. I'd be on the air, and I'd be like, if I fucking died right now, nobody would know for a couple of hours. Especially
in radio. Well, yeah, especially nowadays with radio, it's you just hit play and it just keeps going.
It automates. The thing fucking keeps going.
Yeah, unless you have a planned break and you take it off auto,
right,
and you go to live and and the song ends and it just stops,
which is so surprising too. I don't know why his song stopped. I don't know.
He was getting ready to do a break.
It stopped mid-song. Like I heard the audio. Here were the last chilling moments. It wasn't that chilling. It was just the song was playing and then it just stopped. So I don't know what happened. I don't know if he just keeled over and turned the pod off. Yeah, I don't know what he did. But for people who don't know, in radio now, you hit the play button and the radio station will literally just keep going and it will not stop until you actually tell it to stop, or you hit the stop button, or you say stop at the end of the song.
Yeah. Or there's
so it'll keep going.
Or there's nothing more scheduled, which usually it's a few days scheduled in advance.
Right. So I would like get in the morning, and sometimes, most of the time, to start the show, I was completely by myself. Like people wouldn't come in until halfway through the show, and then like I would think to myself, if I got murdered or if I died, I'm like nobody would know until 7:20 when Breakfast with the Beatles started, and they didn't hear me talking over the intro.
And even then,
Even then, they might not fucking know
they're not
because I'm
gonna.
not gonna
Oh,
lie to you. There were a
he's in
couple
the
of
bathroom.
times where I went to go take a shit and I missed that anyway.
That classic Anthony. No one would know until workday started, and
Yeah.
people come into the office and they look and they see an empty chair.
Yeah. We were just, what were we talking about the other day? Fuck, we were talking about a song.
What was the song playing? The last song the guy played,
The last song that he played?
the one that cut off.
I don't know. You know what? I heard it too, and I don't even fucking remember. I didn't really recognize it. I think it was an oldie station, so I don't know. He was an older guy.
That's fucking terrible.
Somebody brought up fucking Bruce Springsteen, Rosalita, which is like 7.5 minutes.
Mm-hmm.
And I said, that's a shit song.
That's a
And
shit song.
My wife is like, I thought you liked that song. I go, no, it's 7.5 minutes. I'd go take a shit.
Exactly. Most Metallica song. You put on Master of Puppets, chances are the DJ went to take a crap.
Yeah. Fucking Meatloaf, Bruce Springsteen, Rosalita. I would string together a couple of songs at LNG, and I would leave the studio and drive to Main Street and get an ice cream and fucking come back a half
American Pie. You throw that on.
American Pie.
What else? You get the long version of Scenes from an Italian Restaurant.
I'm like, you think anybody notices I haven't spoken 45 minutes?
These are songs that were made for DJs. You
Yeah.
just put them on and you take a walk and you have to go take care of business.
Completely. That's completely true.
And Vita, yeah.
I never heard anybody fucking dying though on the air. And that's a rarity.
Yeah, because usually your adrenaline's pumping a little bit, so that
Yeah.
So maybe that helps. I mean, I'm sure it's not. It's got to be very, very rare, but yeah, I'm sure it happens. You think this guy? I don't think he was the first.
No, and I gotta tell you, I was a little. This is fucked up. I was a little disappointed to hear he died in the middle of the song. I thought I was gonna hear him talking and then go, and then fucking
Your
keel
ass.
over. That's what I was expecting.
You morbid bastard.
I saw this TikTok. This fucking guy. Do you remember who's the Wendy Williams? That's her name.
Yeah.
Is that all right? Do you remember the one where she's dressed up like I think it's a
Statue of
Halloween,
Liberty.
and she go? Did you see this TikTok? Right.
She just keels over. Yeah, she had like a heat stroke or something.
So somebody's filming this schmuck, and he's standing next to the TV while she's talking, and he reaches into the back of his pants and wipes his asshole. And then he puts it under her nose on the screen.
And then she
just,
yeah, that's good.
like, who comes up with this shit? Fucking funny, these people.
There are some clever people out there on these social media things.
God, it's great.
Every now and then you come across one and you're like, holy shit, that's pretty good.
It's so fucking good. The debates have not been good. Did you see any of the debates recently?
I have, and I don't know why you say they're not good. All right, speaking very biased here. Obviously, people know I'm very blue, Democratic. The Democrats have been kicking ass. Dr. Oz looked like an asshole. Did you hear what he said? What Dr. Oz said?
Okay, all right, let me preface the rest of this conversation. I only saw clips on Twitter. I did not watch the whole
No, I didn't watch the whole thing. I watched recaps and stuff.
Yeah.
Right. I did not watch the whole thing, but I saw.
Can
highlights.
I say this before you get to that? I watched I watched a couple of clips of Hochul and Zeldin. These two people are running for governor of New York.
I didn't see that. Yeah.
4 clips. I go, holy shit! Lee Zeldin wiped the floor with her.
Really?
And then I'm like, let me keep going. And then I watched like 6 more clips, and I was like, all right, it was kind of like it was just weird, like how biased that can even be if you don't watch the whole thing.
Right. Well, the highlights that I saw from there was the Dr. Oz one, there was the one between Florida, Christ and
DeSantis.
That was a good one.
I forgot about that one. That one was okay. The interesting moment I saw from that one was when he asked him, if you win, like if you're running now, are you going to guarantee everybody you're going to be running the state in 4 years? And he literally did not answer.
He just stands there.
Yeah.
Yeah, deer in the headlights.
I was surprised because you got to have an answer for that. You know you're going to get that question.
Exactly. I mean,
the answer is so easy. Hey, whether I'm serving Floridians here as governor or as the president of the United States, I'm going to be fighting for Floridians. Unlike you piece of shit. Done. Easy.
Like you piece of shit.
But did you see the Fetterman one? That guy
with Oz, right? Dr. Oz.
Yeah, I felt bad for him. So for people who don't know, he had a stroke, 4 months ago?
Yeah. I don't know. I don't know when he had a stroke.
Yeah, 6 or 4 months ago, he had a stroke. And so he's been having a little bit of a tough time talking. Right. Some people say he's having a tough time functioning, but he's definitely having a tough time talking. And he was like, he didn't make a lot of sense that night. He said a couple of weird things, but he just looks weird with his neck and everything. He's
a big guy too.
Really big huge guy.
He's got to be he's got to be 6.5 feet tall.
Yes. And bald. Bald, tall men are scary.
Usually, yeah. But did you hear what Dr. Oz said?
No, what did he say? I didn't hear.
So he goes, they asked him about abortion. And he goes, I'm paraphrasing, but he said something along like that. Decision should be, we want to get the woman and the doctor states. and the local politicians together to make that decision.
Yeah.
No.
What are you fucking crazy?
You just lost it. That's it. Yeah. Local politicians are making up this woman's. That's you lose the battle on that one. You're a doctor, pal. What are you doing?
It's the dumbest thing a person can say. It's the really dumb thing a Republican can say. Again, the Republicans sit there on the platform of less government and no government interference, and then they're like, but with abortion, you should consult your local politician. What are you fucking talking about?
Abortion, taking away voting rights, rolling back women's rights in general. Just they talk about less government and more rights, but they're gradually taking away rights. It's like, I don't know people see that.
Fucking Dr. Oz
rights too. Yeah,
Dr. Oz can win. I mean, the guy can win. This Fetterman,
just because he's kind of popular. I don't know.
I don't know, but this guy's fucking stroked out and looking all weird. I don't think people are comfortable with that.
Yeah, but
Democrats are going to vote for him. I mean, that's not. We're talking about the people, the undecideds in the middle.
Yeah, but it's not like he's going to have his finger on the button. As long as he can do the job. I mean, if he's clear, I'm sure there's got to be medical tests that you're physically capable of doing this job, right?
I don't know.
Like they do that for presidents. You have to be physically able to do the job.
It was fucking depressing again because I felt like they all were so just not, I don't know. They didn't have, like I watched Hochul and the only thing Lee Zeldin has is crime. Like it's the only thing he's got going for him. And the 4 clips I saw, he mopped the floor with her on the crime stuff. And I just don't understand why she doesn't fucking.
That those questions are coming. Why don't you have a thing ready?
Why don't you have an intelligent retort? Like you should be able to justify, why your policies are working. And if they're not working, you should be able to explain.
Here's my plan.
What the plan is. And the crime, especially in New York City, is off the charts bad. And that's what he's hitting her over the head with. And she had no fucking response whatsoever. And then here was really disappointing. When they can't make normal, and I don't know I know when you're on the stage you get nervous, but this is your job. They brought up the COVID vaccine, right? And they asked her if she would because now they're talking about mandating the COVID vaccine for children, because you have to have certain vaccines to go to public school, any school actually. And now they're talking about making the COVID vaccine mandatory
for those vaccines.
Part of those vaccines. Which, I mean, if you ask any logical parent, they're all going to tell you absolutely not. That's the dumbest thing ever. Here's the thing. I have no problem with that 10, 15, 20 years down the road. There's no sense of urgency right now that you need to force that on children, which we know now, scientifically know there have been issues with the heart inflation, inflammation, and all that
Well, is
stuff.
that the vaccine or is that COVID?
It's both.
Well, that's why I think
It's both.
COVID. I don't know exactly, but I think COVID is a big problem with that kind of stuff. I'm not sure if it's which one's worse. But I think
Hard to tell. But you need to do a lot more testing, is my point, right? Like, let's, all those other vaccines were tested for extensive periods of time before being required to, be a part of it. And again, this
well,
isn't.
how long? How long were they tested? Do we know?
I don't know.
Like there is the mumps, the measles, the mumps vaccine. How long did they test that before they made it mandatory?
I don't know.
Polio. How long did they test it?
I don't know. But they tested it longer than what we got there was more than 2 years. I could tell you that.
I don't know.
And it's not 2020 anymore. There's no sense of urgency. Like the amount, the scariness of this is all behind us. And yet she sits there and they ask her, and her answer was, not right now. And you're like, all right, well, I like the answer because it's a no, but it doesn't mean that you're going to change your mind in the future. And then they ask for his retort, and his retort is, I am not going to mandate that vaccine in schools ever.
Right.
And now I'm like, but that answer's dumb too. Like the answer, this is not debatable. There's no gray area. There's no this way or that. Here's the answer. There's no need to do it now. I don't think there'll be a need to do it in the future. But God forbid this comes back and flares up, or whatever the hell the next thing is. We're going to get together with our scientists and we're going to make a decision that's best for the community. But I don't see now or in the next few years there being any sort of reason for this to come back. So the answer is short-term no, long-term most likely no.
To be fair,
this asshole goes, never. Well, what if something really bad happens?
Yeah, that's the thing. I know a lot of people are getting it now. I know it's making a big comeback. COVID. The numbers are going up. There are people around me that I know that have gotten it within the last 2 months, and haven't gotten it before. It's myself included. I haven't gotten it in 2 years, and then I got it.
Yeah, I think this latest batch is just extraordinarily contagious, but it does nothing.
Tell that to
it's not killing anybody. It's just not.
Well, we have the vaccine in place for a lot of people. I have the vaccine. It didn't. It was bad when I got COVID. It was bad. It sucked. It was a terrible. It felt like the flu. I actually had numbness. The right side of my face was numb for a week. It didn't droop or anything, but I couldn't feel from under my eye to the top of my lip. And they said that's probably due to COVID. They couldn't do. They did a CAT scan. They did the whole thing, and the only thing they could come up with is got to be from COVID. It's a side effect from COVID.
Yeah.
So it might not kill you, but it's nothing to mess around with. I don't think. I think there's some serious, some stuff about it that it'd be better if you don't get it.
I know we're just talking about like I don't know what the late. I was really wrong about the last time I guessed numbers on this, but the latest numbers were like 38,000 people got COVID in the last like 7 days in the country. It's like it's not even remotely near that big of a deal.
How many? It could go up is the problem. That's what they're worried about.
Well, of course. And my whole answer is based off of, well, we don't know what's to come. And if a crazy strain comes back and we need to, make sure we're okay again, we got to make those decisions at those times with what we have. But that's the thing, logic. These two fucking idiots are up there just, doing the stupidest shit. Yeah. And it's so depressing and disappointing. The abortion thing too. Like they're talking to, I have a tough time. I have a tough time with any. I don't know. I'm surprised more women aren't more angry. We saw a lot of anger from women when it happened, and now I know we're going to look at those numbers and women are just going to be voting for Republicans. And here's the thing too. I don't know why they're doing it. And at the same time, I feel like, well, they're probably terrified because the Democrats that we have in place, especially New York, they have all these new laws, bail reform and all this shit that these people are committing horrific crimes. They're fucking walking the streets 5 days later. It's like you need a DA that's going to fucking prosecute people and put people in prison, and they're not.
Yeah, I'm not as caught up on the whole crime statistics in New York as
Well, you never leave your house, so
that's probably true. But I wish I knew more about
crime rate in your house is fantastic, by the way. I don't think your
my
wife
house
is
is pretty
stealing
good
from you or vice versa.
Yeah, if she is, it's fine. She could take anything she wants from me, and that's not stealing; it's hers.
Maybe you swipe a remote from the other person on an occasion, but
possibly
no harm, no foul.
That's fine. My dog had some Jumpstart the other day on accident. He swiped some Jumpstart. The mug, it was just on the ground for a second, and he just walked over. Blip, 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 blip. He took like 3 sips. Whoa!
Started drinking it.
Yeah. Whoopsie.
Great. That's great.
And he was up all night. No, it was fine.
It's an American dog right there. Patriotic.
Yep. Supports the troops.
Yeah. I don't know. The whole thing, every clip I saw was just like super depressing. I just don't see like logical, smart, intelligent people. I never feel good anymore going to vote. I just would love to at once be like, I think this person's going to be great. I've not had that feeling in such a long time. And it's so fucking depressing. And it's so depressing to see them talk to each other like idiots with talking points and being little political robots. It's like, just be a fucking human being. I saw a clip of Trump the other day, the 2016 debates. When I was done watching the clip, I go, that's why he was elected president. I had forgotten how eloquent and amazing he could be at times, because they asked him about tax loopholes that he used, and he sat there and he goes, yep, I used them. I used every one of them. And he looks at Hillary and he goes, so did she, and so did all her donors. And I know because I used to donate to her, and I know all her donors, and they're all using the same tax loophole to get out of paying taxes. And it was like, you forgot, with all the shit that we've gone through with him, you forgot how much he was calling out bullshit back in the day before he had his own record of bullshit to be called out on, and he was calling it like he saw it. And that was why he was so fucking appealing to everybody.
Yeah, but the con was that he was doing worse shit. I feel like he
not
was
at the time when he was just running for president.
No, with his businesses and his bilking, charities and shit. That's worse. He has his problems.
I'll send you the clip and you'd be like, I remember how we got here. I remember how we got him.
I hear you.
And that's, we were going to talk about Halloween costumes. We could push that, I guess.
Halloween costumes. Well, we want everybody to dress up for people. We want to get your Halloween stories, right? We want for a Monday show for Halloween. We want to get your ghost stories. We want to make sure, if you had. I like the stories where it's something that you witnessed, or like a real story, something that happened to you or someone you know. Anthony likes just the scary stories that may not be real.
I will say all the stories that we've gotten so far.
We could do better.
We could do a little better.
So anybody listen, just email. What's the email address?
The email is on the screen. I'm gonna put it up on the screen, and I don't know. I don't know if we're gonna do. If we don't have the goods, I don't think we're gonna do this. But if we do get the goods, then we'll do it.
Yeah. So we want to bring you guys, the listeners, on the show to tell your scary ghost story, Halloween story. But we need to know what the story is in advance. So you send it to mdchmedia@gmail.com. Just write a paragraph or two, just what the story is. And then on Halloween, if the story's good on Halloween, you get dressed up. We'll bring you on. We'll let you know in advance. And you tell your story. It'll be fun.
All right, I think we're gonna wrap it up there. I was gonna do Halloween costumes, couples costumes, but I think we'll save it.
Yeah, as we get a little closer, that's fine.
Yeah, when we get a little closer. You got anything else there, Frankie C?
I'm good over here.
The other thing too is these races. There's not going to be any polling is so good. There's no holy shit, look at the guy. This guy was up by 10 and he fucking lost by 17. Right. We just don't get that anymore. Everybody just votes their own fucking party line. It's so dull and fucking boring.
But like you said, there are undecideds and there are people on the fence. Those are the people that they're pleading to.
The Trump Biden election was exciting. Stop it. Wait. Did you see Jon Stewart interviewing the guy from fucking Arizona?
Yes. Brilliant. It was awesome. Jon Stewart, one of the best.
That made me want to fucking put my head through a wall, though. I mean, how fucking...
Oh, absolutely. It was fucked up.
How he didn't get up and shake the shit out of that guy.
Unbelievable. That guy. Now, that guy was from Arizona, and he was... Who was he technically? Who was his...
I don't know. It's all in my notes. I wasn't going to talk about this because I just,
he also, which was a great one too. He interviewed a woman. I want to get it right. A woman that in government that about trans rights and
I saw that one too.
Children.
Yeah. I saw that one too. He
took her to school, man.
He's so fucking great. Here's the thing. I wish he'd actually get a real TV show because this is all on Apple Plus and nobody's watching it. They're only watching the clips that everybody puts
on Twitter. Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, it's awful. It was with Mark Brnovich, who is Arizona's attorney general. And he literally sat there and told Jon Stewart that they're still investigating a couple of things in regards to the election, but that by no means did it make a difference towards the outcome of the election. And so Jon Stewart was like, okay, so you can say that Joe Biden won the election. And his response was, well, Joe Biden's the president now. That's
the Republican answer every time.
And he goes,
well, Joe Biden's the president. Well, did he win? He's the president.
Yeah. And he's like, and he goes, and it got to the point where Jon Stewart stopped and goes, I find it hard to believe that you can say all these things and not just say, yes, Joe Biden beat Donald Trump. And he didn't fucking say it.
He's not going to because
I don't understand it.
He's going to go with the party line.
But he admitted that the discrepancies that were still around,
because we're still investigating and it's
were
not
inconsequential. Yeah.
Oh, the best line was when he goes, well, millions of people believe that it was an unfair election. And then Jon Stewart goes, well, millions of people believe in angels, and that doesn't mean we got to put together a committee to find out if that's real.
Yeah.
I mean, I believe in angels, but still.
Shockingly frustrating, though, don't you think?
Yeah. Oh, it's unbelievable. So the thing that he talked to the Attorney General of Arkansas, Leslie Rutledge.
The hook on
about trans. That was great.
The hook on that was she was basically saying we're protecting the children, which is fine and fair, but the problem becomes, I forget what it was. She was basically stopping them from
getting the help they needed. He's like,
right.
He's like, what qualifies you to give medical advice to these families and these children?
Right.
Oh, we have our own medical research. And he goes, okay, from where? Oh, I don't have that on me. I don't know. You don't know who gave you, what organization gave you this medical advice. No, I can't tell you that off the top
Right.
of my head.
But again, it goes back to, yes, you want to make sure that these young kids are making the right decisions and choices, which can be hard because kids are,
Sure. But another thing that he said, another point to that was, he goes, you're making it sound like a kid walks into a doctor's office and says, give me testosterone or give me estrogen. And the doctor just goes, yeah, here you go. That's not how it goes down. That's not how it works. And he's like, you're making it sound like these kids are making these decisions and getting these injections and surgeries, and that's it.
Yeah.
It's a long process. It's with the doctors. It's with the parents. It's with the kids. It's discussion after discussion. It's not a whim.
Yeah. No, I remembered what it was. She was basically saying we're protecting the children because we're letting them. We want it to be their choice or whatever it was, but and then he came back and said, yeah, but you're not.
You're taking away that choice.
You're taking away, right? Exactly. You're taking away that choice. You're not giving them the choice. You're taking away the choice, and that's exactly it's like my argument with everything. It's like, well, it's the answer's in the middle. You got to be like, it's up to you.
Yeah, the choice is there. You want to make the choice. If you want to
do it, right?
Then give them the option. You're taking away the option with no reasoning behind it, no medical reasoning behind it. You're just taking it away, saying you don't have a choice now.
Right.
Which is fucked up. So there you go. Anything else on your end?
No, now we're good.
Now we're good.
But that John's, like, I like him a lot, and I feel like he's doing good work. I just feel like nobody's really seeing it because I don't think a lot of people are catching his shit on Twitter even.
I see it on Twitter, but yeah, you're right. I mean, it should be everywhere. It should be on a main. What is it on Apple Plus or something?
Apple TV Plus. I think you got to pay for it, not like.
Yeah, he should be more widespread. He should be on like Netflix or Hulu or something.
He should be. Yeah, he really should. Honestly, and I keep saying this, but he should run for something of significance.
I believe that too. He would be great. He knows what he's talking about. He has his ear to the ground, and he's smart.
Yeah.
The guy knows what he's doing.
Yeah, agreed. So. Unlike us, too. All right, Frankie C.
What the hell we're doing.
That's it. One more show this week. Friday, we'll see you guys. Send those emails in if you got the scary stories.
Yeah.
mdchmedia@gmail.com.
We're going to be dressed up for Halloween for the show on Monday.
Yes.
So have fun with that.
It'll be fun.
I got my costume picked out.
I don't.
Show me potato salad.
But we'll figure it out, I promise.
Maybe we should go now.